It's an almond cookie, and we have to start out by grinding some almonds. So you want about 2.5 cups of slivered almonds. These are slivered almonds. You can find them in the grocery store. And we want to pulverize them, but we also want them to have a little bit of texture. So the best way to do that is to do it in a food processor. So get them in a food processor and then just grind them. Okay, that looks good to me. Just in fine, fine crumbs, but not so fine that you can hardly see them. This is a cookie that requires you to work with egg whites. And this is a really nifty product now, because I'm always being asked, well, what do I do with the egg yolks? Do I throw them out? What do I do with them? This saves you having to throw out egg yolks or not knowing what to do with them in other baking. Here are dried egg whites. This is just a natural product. You can find this in the bake section of your grocery store. This is just powdered egg whites, and they stay on your baking shelf for 6 months to a year. So whenever you need egg whites, you can work with this instead of having to get egg whites out of the refrigerator. However, you could also make this recipe using 4 egg whites. So here we have 8 teaspoons of the dried egg whites, and we want to put that in a bowl with 1/2 cup of warm water. So here's 1/2 cup of warm water. You just want to whisk this up a little bit. Get this all mixed so it's all very well blended. And then you have to make a hard meringue with this. It's like making an almond-ready cookie. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go right into our mixer. In our stand mixer, I'm going to pour these right in. You see how nice and foamy they are. And then with it, you need 2 cups of sugar. And you're going to have to add the sugar a little at a time. So starting on medium-high, begin adding the sugar in a stream. You want to get that all well blended so that by the time you're done, the egg whites are nice and shiny. They hold up on the edge of a spoon without falling off. And you're ready to take them out and add the almonds. Let me tell you what else is in this. Nothing more than a little bit of orange zest. So you want a good 2 tablespoons or tablespoon and a half of orange zest that you're going to add later on. So I have a bake sheet lined with parchment paper. And I also have this rice paper, edible rice paper that we're going to form the cookies on. So I put a piece of parchment down and then the edible rice paper over the top. You can also get rice paper like this in these rounds. You can find these in bake shops or in cake stores. So there is our bake pan all ready to go. Our oven is on 325 degrees. And now we're going to stop and see where this is, because we want that to hold together. And you see, if it's going to flop off the spoon, we know that we still have to let this go for a little while, because we don't want this to be too soupy. Meanwhile, you want to have ready a pastry bag. And the best way to fill a pastry bag is to have something that will hold it upright. And I fold down the collar, fold down the top third of the bag, and stand it up. And you notice I do not have a tip on the end for this. So put it in a container that'll hold it upright. Then you can scoop the mixture in, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to form the cookie. And now we have to fold in the almonds. So all the almonds go in our bowl, along with the orange zest. That goes in. And now we want to fold this all in. Get it all folded in really well. So fabulous, just very light tasting cookie. You scoop it up neatly and put it in your bag. Don't put all of it in at one time. Do this a little bit at a time, otherwise you'll have meringue squirting out the other end. But put in about 2/3 of a bag full, and then close it. Press it down so you're going to get it right to the tip area, and then twist the bag. Pipe out on the rice paper. And these are going to spread some, so kind of get them in an oval or round shape. And as they bake, of course, the rice paper is going to adhere right to them. So you're going to have to trim these after a while. You could just pipe them right onto the parchment paper itself. Just do a whole tray full with nothing more than the parchment paper. And then after you do that, what you need to do is sprinkle these with some confectioner's sugar, just a light dusting. Doesn't that look beautiful? And now our oven is on at 325 degrees. You want to bake these until they're firm to the touch, but still remain pale.